So on the PSD phase, what I'm hearing right now is, hey, I don't want to let my student back out there while we're over the road. I'm going to wait till we get back on the pad because I don't want them to get any bad habits. You're cutting yourself off at the knee right here. I believe that it's very important. I always feel that it's super important to let my students set up and back into the spot, because I think that this is some skills that they really need. So we're here at a tire place, and he's gonna pull up and we're gonna back it into the spot. And it just shows that, like, I'm giving him direction, but I'm also letting him do it. And a lot of this, I'm letting him make his own decisions. I kind of talked to him about how to do it, and he tried it out. He went a little bit too far out whenever he did this, and he's going to be lined up kind of at an angle to it. But it's okay, because guess what? We get to learn how to move it over while we're backing up. So he's going to try to move it over and aim it more at the dock. And, you know, I'm giving him some instructions. I'm telling him, hey, this is what you did wrong. This is why you're kind of aimed at this kind of crooked. Look how crooked this is. It should have been a nice easy straight line back, but he went way too far out. So, you know, it's teaching a student is more like, hey, let them make their mistakes and we'll learn from it there. Like, we could have made it easy, but we decided to give them the opportunity to try it out. And then from here we just have to fix it. And we didn't have enough time to finish the video. He was struggling a little more than what I expected, so I ended up getting in there and then fixing it at the end. But the first time he went way too far over. It was too big of a wheel turn, so we talked about that. We did a better pull-up to fix this, and then we tried it again, and we almost got it this time. But this is where he found out that if he stays on the side of the trailer with a smaller wheel turn, then it's going to move over until he's straight with it. So it's just that learning experience. It's that real life experience. Let your students back, please. So what you just watched is my student having a problem solve something. I think that you're giving them way more skills by letting them make mistakes and figuring out what to do from there. Now, I gave him good instructions there on what to do. The thing is, he went a little bit further than I showed him. So he still got the experience that he needed from that, and he still learned how to do a lot. You know, and that's what it's all about, is giving him the experience and the letting him experience that. It's more of him moving around the trailer, trying to figure things out. And I know what you're saying right now, that, hey man, when we get back, it's going to be turned off the wheel all the way, it's going to be the point system, blah, blah, blah. Guess what? If they can start maneuvering that trailer, when you bring them back to the pad, first thing you should do is say, hey, try to put it in that lane over there, just to see what they do. Now, if they have that natural skill from you letting them back while they were out there over the road, it's going to be super simple for you. It might take you some time to get them to do it better. You know, you're going to be like, that was too big of a wheel turn. But at the end of the day, they will get the backing down even faster. Once they get an eye for it, they know, their eyes start telling their hands what to do, and they're not overthinking it. With the point system, you get a big headache from them being like, oh man, I gotta turn the wheel left, or I gotta turn the wheel right. It's allowing them a lot of time to think about it, a lot of time to mess it up. Whenever you have them just, you know, free-handing it, as they call it, they will actually get it faster. They will actually pick it up better, and then they'll be more prepared for TNT. Right now, I have my ratio to people staying and leaving is really high for staying. Like I'm at like 70% stay. Like, that's a high number, because the turnover rate is really high once they go to TNT. And I believe that this is due to the fact that I'm giving them a little bit more skills to take on the road with them. And like, I've had a lot of help doing this, and you know, people took me under their wing and said, hey man, try this out. One guy for sure that helped me out and was a big influence was Justin. And Justin is, like, in my book, Justin is the best instructor we have out here. He really fights for us. He really believes in the program, and you can see it. So his way, me modeling myself after him, it took a while. I kept telling him, hey, I want to do it like that. I want to do it like that. I was trying to do it on my own, figuring it out. One day I had the opportunity. His student was doing alley dock, and I said, let me jump in here. And I just jumped in his truck, and I was all like, hey, show me what you're doing. I'm all like, how do you know when to turn? He's all like, man, I just watch it. That's when I turn. I'm all like, give me the start of it. What do you do at the start? He's all like, I don't know. I just put it in there. Like, he couldn't explain it. So, like, Justin seen that I was trying to learn, and Justin said, here, I will show you. And I still remember that day like it was yesterday, because to me that was like an awesome day. He started with the offset. He taught me the offset, and he said, go figure out the parallel now, because you got the basics down. In the offset is where you learn most of your skills to back it anywhere, because you're learning how to maneuver that trailer. You're learning how much is too much of a turn and how much is too little. So you start learning a lot about the moving a trailer around, and the hard part was putting it into words. And he told me that. He said the hardest part is putting what your eyes are telling your hands to do into words. That's the difficult part. And it really is, because whenever you start learning how to back out there, you're trying hard, you're doing stuff, and then sooner or later you just get an eye for it and you start whipping it in there, and you can't tell nobody how you did that. Like, if your student watched you, he'd be like, how'd you do that? You're gonna say, I don't know. I just watched the back of the trailer and just did that. You know, it's hard to explain what we're doing in words. You know, so just give your student that opportunity to back is all I'm asking. Whenever you're out there over the road with them, every time you're backing, especially during the PSD phase, let them do it. They're going to start getting that eye for it. They're going to develop it. If you need to do the points when you get back, then so be it. You can always have them stop right here, turn all the way, and just tell them, hey, over time you're going to get off of these big wheel turns, but right now we need to understand the basics of how to back. So it's going to be all the way. We're moving this piece. We're moving it by turning all the way. You know, they're getting to see how the trailer reacts to it. And like, I'm not teaching like turn right because I said so. Like, if you're doing that, try to stop that, because it's not helping. When you take the student over the road after telling them turn right because I said to turn right here, they're confused when they get out there. They don't know why they're turning right. Like, explain to them, hey, we want the back of the trailer to move this way, so we're going to turn this way. You know, get them to understand why they are turning the wheel the way that they're turning it, and then they'll start seeing it. And next thing you know, they're backing without your help. You can just hang out. You're like, man, you're an easy student now. You're just whipping it in there. At the end of the day, it's going to make your job easier when you go on TNT. Any opportunity you get to let your student back, take advantage of it. Take advantage of it. Don't tell them to turn right because you said so. Say, hey, man, we need to turn right because the back of the trailer needs to go more to the left. Start doing it like that, and I'm telling you, you're going to have better results. I'm just throwing it out there. I really, really encourage you to give your student as much skill as you can, so definitely, please, let them back.